Welcome back to the show, everyone. This is the gray area. This is Erik Henderson. So speed on everything. This one is ultra special because this is my aunt, and we have her on the show, Deana Dixon. So I want to give her an opportunity to introduce herself and say what's up to the people.
Hello, everyone. Like my nephew said, my name is Deana Dixon. I am an early childhood program director at my school. I work at a Catholic school, a private school here in Illinois. I'm also the disciplinarian at my school. I have two master degrees in education, and I love what I do.
Awesome sauce. So that's exactly why I wanted to have my aunt on this show today, because the schools are, well, her Catholic school is starting in-person schooling. So I wanted to see like her feelings regarding this situation and just have a space for understanding and trying to figure out what's going on. So my first question for you is just plain, how do you feel about doing in-person schooling right now? Like with everything going on?
It can be nerve-wracking at times. Of course, when we enter our building, anybody who enter, staff, students, parents cannot enter the building, by the way, or any volunteers or visitors, they are not allowed in the building. But when anybody enters the building, they have to be, we take their temperature, we ask wellness questions to make sure they're feeling okay. And then, of course, their hands have to be washed or sanitized. So we have safety measures in place to make sure that, before they go into class, that those things are done. However, I guess because I was home since March, being able to go into the building and do something different this fall, I'm happy. I'm happy to be able to interact with my staff. Of course, we have to wear masks every day. But we actually, my school, the parents had an option. They had the option of either doing remote learning or doing face-to-face instruction. So I would say 25% of our students are doing face-to-face and the rest are learning from home. So we do understand that there are a lot of parents who are still concerned about COVID-19. I am as well, but I think because of the safety measures that we have in place, that I'm comfortable enough to be able to go into the building every day.
Yeah, speaking of those safety measures, and you said that you all had the option, how did like that conversation come about with the school board and stuff like that? Who was involved with that, like making the rule? Because I know you all have different rules from CPS. So like, who was the ones that were the ones to make that happen and make those decisions?
So I work for the Archdiocese of Chicago. So our superintendent actually made those rules after doing research, after talking to CDC, after checking with ISB, the Illinois Board of Education, just to make sure if they felt that numbers were low enough for our students to safely go into classrooms. And then when it was presented to parents, the parents were able to receive an option on if they decided that either they wanted their children to continue to work from home, or if they wanted their children to be in person. So because I believe that the 25% of our students who are in person, their parents are essential workers. And so they cannot be at home with their students. And so they have opted to send their students to the building with the understanding of the safety measures that we have in place.
Right. So then to speak on that, how have you seen like what is like the kids' mindsets when they are coming to school and they like know about all the things that's going on and their parents are essential workers, and then like, are you all teaching them about like what's going on, or do you think that their parents and stuff are letting them know?
Well, I think that there was some discussion about it maybe in the spring, but this has continued since then. So there are no current discussions about COVID-19 because I believe that they are well aware of what's going on. They understand, certain things like having to be 6 feet apart, having to make sure that you know, their hands are clean and sanitized, knowing that if they get sick, that they go home. So, you know, those things and expectations were discussed with them, you know, was discussed with their parents before school started. It was, you know, of course, and this was on, we did orientation, but of course we did it online, and there were some students that were present. So they understood what was going to happen. And so once they did enter the building, I think that that was clear enough. Our students, when they're coming into the building every day, they again know what they have to do. There's no one like rushing into line, because if it's you know, more than one person at the door, they understand that, okay, we have to do our wellness check. We have to make sure that our temperature is checked. We have to make sure our mask is on. We have to make sure that our hands are sanitized. So they understand, and they're waiting patiently, which I do appreciate that. But I think that they, you know, some parents, some students were happy to get out of the house. They, you know, instead of being at home, you know, looking at the computer, they're like, okay, I'm happy that I get to see the few friends that are in the classroom. Again, that, you know, they have to social distance, but they do get to socialize a little bit more than they were able to while they were at home on the computer.
I feel you on that one. It's interesting that these young kids, they understand what's going on and they're taking the right precautions, but somehow, like, these university kids, these grad students, they don't know how to like do simple things. It's like, it was like 2 weeks ago or so, all the bars out here, when all the students finally got back, they were packed, and it was just like, even we had to do these little surveys that every student had to do, a little quiz to tell you about the precautions. You got to do everything. They gave us a little kit, but everybody just went out to the bars, no mask, no nothing. And it was like packed. It's just like, and then it's crazy how when you have this freedom and you don't have like people like always telling you, hey, do that, then you just feel like you're invincible. You feel like you can do anything. It's just like, what is these kids doing out here?
I know. And I do understand, you know, the I guess the idea of wanting to just be out and about. You know, we were in quarantine and lockdown for so long that some people just got a little restless. And so especially in Illinois, when we you know, some of the restrictions were lifted. And once those restrictions were lifted, people were like, oh my God, you know, I can go outside, I can go here, and I can go there. But people still understand that COVID is still here. It's still alive and kicking. So we definitely have to make sure that we continue to follow the rules that the CDC have in place, and that our government has in place. Because, you know, yes, you want to see your friends. Yes, you want to go to these restaurants and to these bars. But I mean, you know,
it's not really worth it.
Now, I don't want to risk my life just to hang out with friends, because I can fake I'm a friend, you know. So but I also I know that in the very beginning, because there was so many older people that were getting sick, I think that younger people kind of felt like it wasn't going to affect them in the same way. And that's right. And the sad part about it, that these young people can be asymptomatic and take it home to family members, or they can get sick themselves, especially if they have an underlying medical condition. So I wouldn't want to take that chance. So I make sure that, you know, I'm wearing my mask, and I'm making sure that when I'm going somewhere, you know, I stay distant from you know, others. You know, yes, like I said, I want to have fun as well, but my family and my life is more important. So.
It was this crazy period of time when a bunch of the students out here was taking trips into like Miami and all those places, and we all know about that, and it was still going down there. I would have talked mess to DJ if he was on here, because we had an episode where him and his girlfriend had went down to Miami during coronavirus, and it's just like, we understood why they did it after we talked about it on the show, but it's still like, it's not even worth it. You're like you said, you can be asymptomatic, you can bring it back to your people, and then you can have it yourself, and it's just like, is it really worth it for this one moment in time? Like, you have the rest of your life, you can do so much more in the future. Just chill out. So I definitely feel you. It's pretty hard. So we had you of course, you know this, we had a big birthday
party planned in August where I wanted all my friends and family to come. And then, of course, I was doing it, with Uncle Zed and then, 2 other friends. So we planned on having over 300 people. But
Wow.
because we are concerned about others and didn't want to risk anybody's life, we said, okay, we'll push it back. So we pushed it back to next year, because I would hate to be the cause. You on the news saying birthday party called and caused 200 cases of COVID. I would hate for that to happen. So like I said, pushed it back, because then we can really party when we don't have to worry about it. So
the number of students that has like gotten the COVID and like had positive test cases is like doubling and tripling every weekend, and it's because of these parties. But it's just like we'll let them; they'll learn their lesson, and it's crazy. So like
I'm surprised that the school hasn't cracked down on fraternities and sororities. If they threw a party. I know at Kimani's school that I think they receive a fine. So like she definitely was complaining how dry the campus is now.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's okay, girl. You can just study.
Exactly, that's true. Yeah, it's been happening a lot lately. I'm in this group chat with the Black graduates and professional students, and some people were saying that they had some people in their apartment buildings having a party, and it was like, if y'all still are up at this time, I'm calling the police on y'all. So yeah, people are gonna do it. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's like some action that's being done and making sure that people are safe and making sure that they're keeping their communities intact. So before we head out, do you have any last words you want to spread to the people? Some wise words?
Some wise words. Yeah, I think that people should be making sure that they're safe, making sure, because it's not all about you and it's not all about family. Fun and friends. You got to consider your family and your community. So, if you're going out trying to have fun, do it safely. Make sure you have your mask on. Making sure that you sanitize your hands. Making sure that you social distance. So if there's a bar that you are interested in going to, but it's crowded, don't go, because there's the possibility that somebody in there could have COVID-19 and you walk in and you get it. So, I would rather people stay safe and be able to party next month or next year than be laid up in a hospital with a ventilator, with a possibility of death because you just wanted to party for these few hours. So we have to stay safe and we have to be smart, and we have to think about others. It's not just about you.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right, y'all. So y'all heard it here. Take care of yourselves and also make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And come back next week for another episode. Peace out.